I have my institute in Andheri. We have a full-fledged institute where we teach yoga teachers in the further science of different types of yoga. In the last year, approximately, we finished 1,000 teachers, and we have been training them in different science of pranayam, yoga, kriyas, bandhas, yoga therapy. The lecture which I hold right now is about yoga therapy. Past 1 year, we have been teaching people how to diagnose themselves with yoga. Normally, when a person goes to a yoga class, he just goes for gaining health, getting better health, just being fit, just being fine. But in the first, second classes of yoga, a person can actually see himself or herself, but how his health is, he can analyze his or her own health. So we are today going to understand how your body responds in the first or second class of yoga, and how you can understand that how your body has been behaving. Now, first of all, your body has a self-built mechanism of protection. Every time you do something related to health, or any health related activity, your body tells you about what is actually happening inside it. Your body has a definite language, and it speaks to you every day. Suppose you have been working all the day, by 6 or 7:30 your body gives up. You feel mentally numb, you feel physically tired. It's your body's way of telling you that you have been overworking and you need some rest. This is the body's language. Suppose you're out in the rain for some time, and after you reach home, you get a sneeze. You feel tired, you feel like sleeping, you feel like having a hot tea. Again, the body is trying to tell you that you have inhaled lots of water, it has to be thrown out. You need something heating. Because you have inhaled lots of water, you need something heating now. You have a cup of tea, you may have a sneeze or so, 1 or 2 sneezes, and that will throw out the water out of your body. So this is the body's language. Now, this is simple body languages, but in a complicated form, when any health problem is going to affect you, the body behaves in a much different manner. Let's read about that first. So, in our class, we have a special class of yoga therapy. In that class, we mainly teach the teachers that whenever a person comes to you for yoga, in the first session, you have to make the person aware of what is happening in the body during the whole process of yoga. When he does the asanas, when he stands, when he do breathings, in everything there is a specific body language. In our present scenario, when we look at our lifestyles, the entire day goes in, if we are relaxed somewhat, it's okay, but if we are not relaxed, we are working somewhere, the entire day goes in stress. Traveling is a stress, working is a stress. To maintain that, the body has a compensation power. After a limited time, the compensation power breaks down. And before any disease sets in the body has a way of telling you. And these are the following way in which the body tells you that it is going under a considerable amount of stress and now it has to recuperate itself. In the last para, we can read here, when the body is in a crisis, when the body has gone through lots of stress and you are straining the body from the normal course, this is the first signs that it will start giving you. The first organ in the body which is affected by your continual stress, your abnormal lifestyle, or a wrong diet, abnormal eating, is your digestion, your stomach, your digestive system. The first sign that the body will give you is indigestion or incomplete digestion. The moment this starts in the body, you start feeling all the symptoms in the body. Let's see what the other symptoms are. Bloating. From the first one, after indigestion or incomplete digestion, the second symptom which is felt literally is bloating. Gas formation. Third is gas formation. Abdominal cramps. This is sometimes when the gas gets out of control. Abdominal cramps. Low back pain. After indigestion, after the time that the body loses the power of digestion, even 50%, you will start having tiredness in the back or low back pains. Urine problems, bladder problems. After digestion, this is one of the symptoms which you face within 2-3 weeks. Varicose veins, water retention, bad breath. Bad breath occurs only when a person is suffering from digestion, when the food is not digested properly. Apart from that, in a normal person, where the digestion is proper, there is no bad breath. Ear infections. Frequent sore throat. This is a stage where the body is more prone to infections, and there you may get a sore throat. Dandruff. Dandruff is the body's method of removing extra toxins or unwanted substances from the hair. Dry or oily hair. This is too much circulation or too less circulation on the surface of the skin. When the body tries to throw extra toxins from the skin, it may give you oily skin, or if there is no circulation at the skin level, it may give you dry skin. Insomnia or irregular sleep patterns. When you are overworked, you are overthinking, when your stress levels are very high, you may get first thing, you may get insomnia. You can't sleep because your mind is overworking, or you may get irregular sleep patterns. You may sleep for some time, but get up in the middle of it, again you may sleep for some time. There is no restful sleep at all. Painful joints. The second major sign that the body gives you, apart from indigestion, is painful joints. Chronic tiredness. This may happen in the young age, in 20s, in 30s, even in 40s also. In 40s it's very common, but in 20s, 30s, this may mean that you are overworking your body in some way, you are overworking your mind in some way. Maybe your mind is filled with some negative emotion, some negative thought. This may lead to tiredness all the time, the whole day. Headaches. Headaches is the body's way of telling you that you have been thinking too much. The indigestion of your stomach is giving rise to sour irritations, acidity. That may also lead to headaches. Body aches and pains. All over body aches and pains. Again, the body's way of telling you that your body has not been exercised properly. Joints in the body are not lubricated. Acne and other skin disorders. When the problem gets from the skin level, it is the body's sign of telling you that there are excess toxins in the body, and it cannot be eliminated by the kidney alone. You can't throw it out from the urine alone, and that itself circulates in the blood and throws itself out through the skin. It tries to throw out through the skin by giving you skin disorders. Diarrhea or constipation. After a long chronic indigestion, the stomach gets totally out of order. In this condition, whatever you try, suppose you eat something very healthy, you may get a normal motion, but suppose something gets out of order, the body gets constipated, or you may get a diarrhea. Fevers and night sweats. Again, this is because of stress, incorrect lifestyle, irregular sleep patterns, hormone imbalance. This happens mostly after 35-40. Again, the main cause is wrong lifestyle, wrong sleep patterns, wrong diet, irregular eating habits, and pain, swelling, lumps of any kind. When there is swelling in the body, it also means that the body is not efficient enough to throw extra liquid from the out of the system. So the water gathers inside the body and it comes the swelling. Painful menstruation. Again, a sign of the body telling that it is not able to throw out excess from the reproductive organs of a woman. Irregular menstruation. This means that blood circulation and energy flow at the reproductive organs is not proper, not timely. It also signals some more problems on the digestive level. Bowel movement that do not float. If you understand that most of the diagnosis starts with bowel movements. In natural systems, we always ask a person, how is the bowel movement? Are you constipated? Are you having diarrhea? So this is a way of diagnosis that the food has not been digested properly. Anal itching, again a sign of indigestion. Itchy eyes, shortness of breath means the lung capacity has gone down. Sensitive mouth, gums means the circulation on the teeth is very less. Low attention span, incorrect lifestyle, wrong thinking, negative thinking. Foggy head, again negative thinking, incorrect lifestyle. Dizziness, nausea, swollen abdomen, depression and anxiety, boredom and loneliness. Now, these are the first symptoms that a person faces before his body goes into a different health disorder, which is more serious. When these symptoms are given to us, when we feel this, what a normal person does is he tries to mask the symptoms. Agar body pain hai, he tries to mask the symptom by taking painkillers. If it's a fever, we try to take a heavy dose of antibiotics. So the real cause of fever is not known to us. It suppresses it. When you suppress it, the fever gets suppressed, but the real cause remains untouched. In the future course, the fevers become better and better. I'll explain to you how it gets stronger. We'll take a simple case of asthma. Asthma does not happen overnight. Asthma or bronchitis starts earlier with a common cold. Suppose the person is having common cold. Now any person having common cold will take a medicine for it. And that medicine will cure the common cold within a day. Now when the common cold is cured within a day, what happens actually inside the lungs is that cold is suppressed. It is taken back into the lungs. It is made dry there. It sticks to the inner layers of your lungs. During common cold, what the body is actually trying to do is that it is trying to throw out excess water that you have inhaled and is there in the lungs. In common cold, when we take a suppressant, when we take a medicine and the cold is suppressed inside us, this medicine makes the cold very dry. That dry cough sits in the lungs. It remains for there in some time. But your body has a compensation power. Your body always compensates, is always trying to protect itself every day. The next chance it gets to throw the cold out again, it will again give you a cold. When the cold happens again we take a drug. Again we take a medicine. It is again suppressed. When this happens over a period of 2 months or 3 months or 6 or a year, that cold turns chronic. You may not have a cold more frequently then, but then you may have a shortness of breath. When the cold has turned into a shortness of breath. Shortness of breath is the body's way of telling you that your lungs are congested. आपके lungs के अंदर जो बलगम बाहर निकल रहा था, वो आपने उसको निकलने नहीं दिया बाहर, आपने दवाई लेके पूरा suppress कर दिया. Now that shortness of breath is there telling you that your lungs are congested. Balgam is there, but it does not have the capacity to throw out itself. In some time, if you take something for that also, it turns into asthma. Then the same breathing comes out as a wheezing sound. You won't be able to breathe in properly. You're not able to breathe out properly. Any disturbance in the air will cause you a problem. If you go anywhere and anywhere out also, you may have a problem in breathing. It turns into asthma. If the asthma is not taken care of properly, it may turn into bronchitis. In the later stage, when bronchitis is not taken care properly, it turns into pneumonia, TB, whatever. So it's a stage. The same case is with joint pains. When a body develops, like for example, there are many people now who complain of arthritis. It may be a slip disc, it may be a knee arthritis, it may be a neck arthritis, neck cervical pain. Cervical pain does not develop overnight. It develops over a long period of time. When the joints are constantly strained, not taken care of, after a period of time, there is a chronic tiredness all over the joints. One specific joint starts to pain. If we take some painkiller for it, we apply some rub some oil on it, it is taken care of for a short time. But we suppress the real cause. What the joint needs is that relaxation and toning up of the muscles of the concerned joints. When we don't do that, that joint starts to degenerate somewhat. After some time, that joint develops a problem. Pain, swelling, inflammation. That's the first sign that the joint is having a big problem. After some time, if we don't take care of the joint properly, that degeneration points to the other parts of the body. Suppose it starts from the neck level and we don't take care of it properly, it spreads to the shoulder level. After the shoulder, it spreads to the elbow, wrist. Then it goes down, middle spine, lower back, knee, hips. And ultimately, the joint which is the weakest has the most problem. So in future, 6 months or 1 year, that joint degenerate and you may have a thing called arthritis. Okay. when a person understands all these things, that the body has a language and it speaks to us in this way, and all the things, all the pains, discomforts that we feel in everyday life are itself not a pain, means it is not meant to harm us, but it is meant to warn us. That is the time your entire perspective of yoga changes. Because when you go into yoga, all this thing, all the symptoms, pain, they start to appear once again. In the first initial week, when you start regenerating your health, you start doing asanas, pranayam, all these pains may start to appear again. The first week is only where your body gives you aches and pains. And when your body starts giving you aches and